Ramakrishna Rao, he's Special Chief Secretary, Finance and Planning Departments, Government of Telangana, to please grace the dais. I request Professor Deepak Nair, the ISLE President, to kindly come on the dais. Professor Ritu Diwan, the President of the 64th ISLE Annual Conference, kindly come on the dais, ma'am. Professor Alaken Sharma, Director, Institute for Human Development, New Delhi, and the editor of IJLE. Sir, kindly come on the dais. The man who leads from the front, the ISLE Secretariat, and the editor of the IJLE. I now invite the organizing secretary with a huge round of applause, Dr. Alok Kumar Mishra, Professor, School of Economics, University of Hyderabad, to please come on the dais. And the joint organizing secretary, Dr. Jajati Kesari Parida, Associate Professor, School of Economics, University of Hyderabad, to please come on the dais. The applause should continue at least from the volunteers. You guys have done a fabulous job. This is your conference, which has been a great success. We will begin with the felicitations. I request Dr. Alok Kumar Mishra to please present a shawl, felicitate the chairperson of this session, Shri Ramakrishna Rao. Alok, sir, for this. Yes, this is a photograph moment. I now request Dr. Alok Mishra to please felicitate the ISLE President, Professor Deepak Nair. Also the sapling being presented to Professor Nair. And now, I would request Alok to please felicitate Dr. Ritu Diwan, the President of the 64th ISLE Annual Conference. And I request Jajati Parida to please felicitate Professor Alaken Sharma. And also present him with a sapling. And the volunteers can please felicitate the organizing secretary and the joint organizing secretary on the dais, Dr. Alok Mishra, Sharmi please, and Dr. Jajati Kesri Parida. The excitement is evident. Thank you very much. I now invite the organizing secretary of the 64th ISLE Conference for his welcome and opening remarks. Alok.
Good afternoon to all of you, and once again, a warm welcome to all of you to this valedictory section. Professor Deepak Nair, President ISLE, Chairman ISD, former Vice Chancellor, Delhi University. Professor Ritu Diwan, President 64th ISLE Conference. Our Chief Guest and Chairperson for today's valedictory function, Sri K. Ramakrishna Rao, IS, Special Chief Secretary, Finance and Planning Department, Government of Telangana. Professor Alaken Sharma, Director ISD, Editor, Indian Journal of Labor Economics. My colleague, Dr. Jajati Kesari Parida, Associate Professor, School of Economics and Joint Organizing Secretary of the conference, and esteemed guests, participants, media friends, and my dear students. As we draw this curtain on 2.5 days of insightful deliberations across panels, plenaries, technical sessions, It is my privilege to welcome you to the valedictory function of the 64th ISLE conference. We are immensely honored to have Sri K. Ramakrishna Rao with us to deliver the valedictory address today. Over the past 2 days, we have had the privilege of listening of some of the foremost economists, discussed a wide array of topics, including labor economics, policy challenges, and possible solutions, enriching our understanding. On behalf of the organizing committee and the School of Economics and ISLE, I extend a heartfelt welcome to our chief guest and all the dignitaries on the dais. Thank you one and all.
Thank you so much, Dr. Alok Mishra. Now I invite the conference president, Dr. Ritu Diwan, to present the overview of the conference, a brief overview of the conference deliberations.
Such a huge, big, wonderful conference. How you can't be brief about it. When we come to the close of the 64th conference, a very exciting 3 days or 3.5 if you consider the pre-conference, and a bit chaotic conference in the sense that sessions started late, but not because of indiscipline, because I think of the huge passionate discussions which were taking place. And that's why delaying, us getting into alternate sessions. I just want to share some numbers with you because really it's been quite unprecedented, the kind of response which one has got. We've had, I'm just reading out these numbers, 15 panels, okay? We've never crossed more than 6 or 7 at an absolute maximum in the earlier years. But this year we had 15 panels which were done, and in fact 4 or 5 had been rejected at an earlier level. 2 roundtables, 3 workshops, 2 invited lectures, the Silver Jubilee lectures, papers, 343. Okay, these are accepted papers, which which I'm mentioning. The technical sessions which we had, growth and employment, 17 sessions. All right, gig and employment, 5, and care work, 10 sessions. The total number of delegates, more than 650. And this was, it's sometimes there's been confusion about accommodation and the Swedish dessert running out or whatever it was, is because we could not imagine the number of people who came for this. Also what I think this particular conference has really shown is the huge inclusive nature of ISLE and the conferences which it organizes. And this has been really quite amazing. Half the panels were on gender. All right, half of the 12 panels were on gender. 60% of the delegates were women. We have had, I don't know how many firsts that we have been able to do. We didn't have a single manel. There was a woman on every single panel which was done on whatever issue which was taken up. And in this entire context of, the panels which we've done, this one I must mention, which is the longest standing, and I think the only joint panel which exists between 2 serious academic associations, and that is the Indian Society of Labour Economics and the Indian Association of Women's Studies. We had the 11th panel in this particular call, and it's something which really needs, there's no other academic institution in the country which has a joint, so labor issues entering into the gender field and gender issues entering into the labor field, that entire integration which has taken place. Also, what I think 2 particular things I'd like to mention before I finish. One is that even within the sessions throughout, and I think this is a tradition we have followed and which has really helped a lot, is that senior researchers and even PhD students are combined in one particular session. So it's not as if you have one of, senior people with 30, 40 years of experience. Everyone's treated at a totally equal level in terms of the integration of the topics which they have done. I could not attend all, of course, many of us could not attend all, but I attended several, at least few presentations in every single panel, and I'm amazed at the improvement in the quality. We've always had very high quality, but I think the quality, particularly of young researchers, has gone up so tremendously in the last 2 or 3 years. So huge, hearty welcome to all the new people who are now entering the ISLE. There's much more to say, but I just want to add that now I feel really that ISLE is also becoming a training ground for methodology and for conceptual framework creation. It has always been, but maybe at some point during the 2 conferences, we can organize a semi-conference or a training workshop over 2 or 3 days in association with different universities. I'd just like, of course, to thank the University of Hyderabad for the amazing support which they have given, the beautiful campus which they have. And I hope we leave the campus as clean as when we got it. And that for us, I think, is the greatest commitment to environment in actual reaction. And of course to Alok and Parida and the entire volunteers. Volunteers deserve a standing ovation. You know, we bothered them for everything at any point of their time. 5 o'clock, flush is not working. Then we ring up at 2 o'clock at night. There is no water. And there was a response at every single time. So I think we had too many delegates, so the bags ran out. But every volunteer has to be given, will be given a bag, and of course the patches. So thank you very, very much for this. Thanks.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Every year, ISLE gives awards to young labor economists below the age of 40 years. I invite Professor Alakhin Sharma to please announce the Labor Economist Award for this conference.
Friends, each year, Indian Society of Labor Economics gives 3 best paper awards. One award is Rudranath Memorial Award, or Young Economist Award, L.K. Deshpande Award, and the other award, Surjit Singh Young Labor Economist Award. Professor Rudranath and Professor Deshpande were conference presidents of the society, very actively involved, and their families gave some money, corpus money, for this award. Surjit Singh was secretary, and while remaining in the office, he had died, and his family also contributed a good money for the award. These 3 papers we do with a rigorous process. Each chairperson, first of all, it is announced who wants to be availed. They nominate themselves. Then we take the recommendations of the discussants and chairpersons of that session, respective sessions. After that, a committee, and this year the committee was headed by Professor Ritu Diwan, Professor T.R. Reddy, and Professor Sarthi Acharya. And they decided 3 awards, which I am calling for your attention. The Rudranath Award is being given to Dr. Rahul Suresh Sabkal, Assistant Professor, Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay. His topic is Shifting Trajectory in the World of Work, an Analysis of Control and Autonomy Measures at Platform Economy. Since the awards are decided, towards the end, we take the nominations of the recommendations of the respective sessions, and then since morning our team has been waiting. So Rahul Sabkal has left, but he has been informed, and a cash award and a certificate will be given to him. It is a co-author paper with Dinesh Chand. He is also assistant professor there. Both of them are, the criteria is that the person should be below 40 years of age. The second award, L.K. Deshpande, I will come to it later on. The Surdit Singh, no, he's here, no? He's here. Huh? And Surdit Singh Awardee, again, woman, young woman, Sweta Lahari, she is from Calcutta, Faculty in Economics, Hiramba Chandra College, Calcutta. It is on feminization of vulnerable employment, recent evidence from Indian states. She has also left for Calcutta. She could not know. She was here in the morning, but we could not take decision before 1 o'clock. The third awardee, improving first generation college students' education, topic is and labor market outcomes. It has been written by Gopinath Annadurai and Soham Sahu. They are in the Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore. So may I invite Gopinath Annadurai to come on the dais and take the request, the chief guest, Mr. Ramakrishna Rao and Professor Deepak Nayyar, to give the award. Yeah, Professor Divan, please join. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Sharma. Now I invite the ISLE President, Honorable Professor Deepak Nayyar, to please address the gathering.
Colleagues and friends, it's so nice to see a packed auditorium even at the end of 3.5 hectic days. We have had rich fare, but none of this would have been possible without your presence, without your participation, without your engagement. It is all of you who have made the ISLE conferences what they are, and we owe you a debt of gratitude. It's time for me to say thank you also to our hosts, the University of Hyderabad, the School of Economics, to say thank you to all those who delivered the invited lectures, all those who delivered keynote addresses, all of those who participated in and spoke at our parallel sessions, our roundtables, our technical sessions. It has all been, the feedback I've had has been superlative. Last but not least, I would like to thank Team ISLE and IHD. They have worked incredibly hard, not just during the conference, but they have burned the midnight oil for at least 3 months before the conference. And I'm proud of Team ISLE and Team IHD. I hope you will give them a big round of applause for what they have done. I want to thank the young participants, and I want to thank our young volunteers. They have been absolutely wonderful. You know, time and patience, I recognize, are both exhaustible resources. And we have tested both for everyone. So I will say no more, except thank you, the very best, and keep coming back.
Thank you so much for your kind words, sir. I now invite the chairperson of the valedictory session, Mr. K. Ramakrishna Rao. He's Special Chief Secretary, Finance and Planning Department's Government of Telangana, to please deliver his address.
Thank you. Distinguished dignitaries on the dais, Professor Deepak Nair, and all the other participants of this ISLE conference. It gives me great pleasure to be with you today. I have gone through the books which are circulated to me about the conference and the number of papers which are presented here. It is really impressive that the range of issues which are discussed and the insights which, as academics, you have been able to provide into these complex issues. I would not like to take much time and then just focus on 2-3 issues which are related to the state of which, I'm the Finance and Planning Secretary. I've been fortunate enough to be the Finance and Planning Secretary of the state of Telangana right from the day it was formed in 2nd June 2014. We know as a young state with a 4 crore population, we started our journey on 2nd June 2014, and just now I was sharing with Professor Nair that when the state was formed, we had a per capita income of 1,24,000 rupees in 2014, and we were 10th in the country in terms of per capita income. On March 15th, MOSPI has released the latest per capita income figures for many states of the country. We are now at 3,47,000 rupees, and with this, Telangana stands number 3 in the country. We were number 10, and today we are number 3 in the country. Therefore, this is a fertile land for you to look at, to see what has really happened, what kind of a transformation which has happened in this particular state, where has the growth come from, is it incidental, is it accidental, or is it based on some sound policy interventions? Now, that's for you people to decide, or for you people to study and come out with the insights. But few things that I would like to flag here. The first and foremost is that the size of the labor force in Telangana is about 1.5 crores. Out of this 1.5 crores size of the labor force, the total number of government employees which are directly, working in the government itself is about 3 lakhs. But if you include all the auxiliary kind of people who are working like, contract, outsourcing, etc., the number further goes up by another 3 lakhs. So out of 1.5 crore people that we have who are in the labor force, only about 6 lakh people are directly, employed by the government. But as all of you know, the clamor for the government jobs, when the Public Service Commission conducts the examinations for Group 1, for about 500 posts, almost 500,000 people compete. The most savage and the most competitive examinations anywhere in the world that you can really think of. Now, out of these 5 lakhs, it's a Herculean task, as you know. There are twists and turns, courts intervene, there are paper leakages, and ultimately, after 5 or 6 years, we would be able to select these 500 people. Now, how, going ahead, can we reduce a clamor for these kind of government jobs, whereby all the youth of the country, and more so youth in Telangana, now these people are completely only prepared from exam to exam, starting from Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, koi bhi sarkari naukri chalega. So they'll always be very busy preparing for these exams. So in their prime time, between 18 to 30, where incidentally the unemployment rate is amongst the highest across the country and more so in Telangana also. So because many of these people are really not interested and they're only preparing from exam to exam. Now, how do you resolve this? How do you solve this? How do you skill them? These are all big issues, on which a lot of effort, a lot of, insight has to be given. But some startling facts that I would like to share with you is that there is nobody in the government who is really responsible for looking at these things in a comprehensive manner. Nobody really in the government, looks at what is the employment rate, what is the unemployment rate, how do we create jobs. There are disjointed silos, there is disjointed thinking. There's a labor department, but they're only responsible for the regulations. But then looking at these figures and facts in a comprehensive manner, what kind of a growth we are having, what kind of a job creation we're having, and where are these jobs coming from? Are they in the rural areas or in the urban areas? Women, men, what age groups? We really do not have any kind of insights. So obviously, the government always would like to attract investments. Obviously, we'd like to have more and more labor-intensive kind of an industry coming to the state. We give them a lot of, soaps. We give them a lot of sops. We give them a lot of investment subsidies, power subsidy, this subsidy, that subsidy. Sometimes as much as 60 to 70% of the investment which they are bringing in. But then we really do not follow it up, whether they are creating the jobs which they have promised in the very beginning or not. So these are a lot of, policy areas where there is insight which is required, because as finance secretary, I'm always subjected to this pressure saying that, saying that this state is giving this subsidy, that state is giving this subsidy. Unless we give this money, these guys are not going to come to our state. And therefore, we'll lose out on the jobs, we'll lose out on the taxes, we'll lose out on the revenue. But then if you see that, this is only a race to the bottom. Because quite often, the entrepreneurs go incentive shopping, subsidy shopping across the states, and then say that, Telangana is giving this, Gujarat is giving this, and will you give me better? So ultimately, these things are not going to work. So therefore, these are some of the things which we continuously struggle with within the government, often without any insight. And working in silos, we try to do something. But then nevertheless, as I told you in the beginning, the result is there. Definitely, Telangana today, we are one of the fastest growing economies of the country. But whether it is because of any thoughtfulness or, whether in real insight or whether, it just happened, is something, which we really have to really understand. And what is happening to jobs in a comprehensive manner, because there's no single agency within the government who is responsible for looking at all these things. Therefore, we do not have a complete clue about what's happening. Because you have programs, of course, you have Manrega for the rural areas, you have skilling programs for the urban areas, you have a lot of these things, a lot of money which goes into, a lot of money which is spent on all these programs. But nevertheless, looking at their outcomes in a comprehensive manner is something which we really lack in the government. So I thought I should share some of these, ideas as a practitioner, as somebody, who uses much of your thinking in the formulation of day-to-day policies at the state level, in trying to understand what's happening. I thought, I would take this opportunity, even though I'm not an academic, but then I think it'll be interesting for you to listen from a kind of, from a user perspective as to all the ideas that you dabble in, how they actually get converted into policy, into outcomes. So I took this opportunity to share some of my thoughts with you. So I thank you very much for having listened to me patiently. And then I congratulate ISLE for having organized this kind of an extraordinary conference where, there's so much of participation, insight, engagement, and then so many diverse ideas and so much of diverse discussion. Thank you very much for having listened to me. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir. Yes, and now I invite Dr. Jajati Kesri Parida, Associate Professor, School of Economics, University of Hyderabad, and the Joint Organizing Secretary of the conference to deliver the vote of thanks.
Honorable Chief Guest, K. Ramakrishna Rao Garu, esteemed Deepak Nair, the Chief Guest, Madam President Ritu Diwan, Professor Alakan Sharma, the Director of Institute of Human Development, Professor Mishra, the Organizing Secretary of the conference, other distinguished scholars present in this august house, my colleagues from the School of Economics and from the University of Hyderabad, my students, ladies and gentlemen. I feel extremely privileged to offer the vote of thanks on this occasion of the valedictory section of the 64th ISLE conference. I would like to thank for giving me this wonderful opportunity. At the outset, I would like to thank Ramakrishna Rao Garu for coming all the way from the Secretariat to this university and gracing this occasion with his gracious presence. And next, before I would offer any vote of thanks, I would like to beg my pardon and, extend my sincere apology to all of you in case you people have committed, you people have encountered any kind of inconvenience because of our organizing team. Now I'd like to thank our distinguished Vice Chancellor. I would like to say it is with profound gratitude and appreciation that I extend a sincere vote of thanks to our esteemed Vice Chancellor, Professor V.J. Rao, for his invaluable contribution and financial support to the success of this conference. His visionary leadership, guidance, unwavering support have been instrumental in steering our university towards excellence. On behalf of the entire organizing team, on behalf of the School of Economics, and on my personal behalf, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to him. Next, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to all the faculties and committee members of the School of Economics, without whom the conference would not have been possible. I'm going to take the name of each and one of them. I would like to begin with Professor R.V. Ramanamurthy, our ex-dean, and our current dean, Professor R. Vijay, for guiding us throughout and giving us confidence to organize this conference. So thank you so much, sir, both of you, for your wonderful support and your help. Thank you. I would like to thank all other faculty members, starting from the senior professors like Professor Devashish Acharya, Professor K. Lakshminarayana, Professor Bopana Nagarjuna, Professor Panindra Gwari, Professor L.C. Malaya, Professor S. Rajasetudurai, Professor G. Sridevi, for their guidance throughout last 3 months, I would say. In fact, for last 6 months. So they have been guiding throughout to us and our volunteers to organize this particular conference. So thank you so much. I'd also extend my heartfelt thanks to all other faculty members like Professor P.P. Mishra, Dr. P.P. Mishra, P. Pragya Paramita Mishra, and Dr. Krishna Reddy Chetidi, Dr. Ramchandra Rao, Dr. B.N. Rao, Dr. G. Vijay, Dr. Motilal Bichal, and Dr. Nitin Tagde, Dr. Lima Kumba Walling, and all others supporting staff of the School of Economics who have helped us in the process of organizing and planning for this conference. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Secondly, and most importantly, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the Indian Society of Labor Economics and the Institute of Human Development in particular. I would say we extend our sincere gratitude for your invaluable support and collaboration in organizing the 64th Annual Conference. Your partnership has been instrumental in bringing together renowned scholars, researchers, practitioners from around the world to engage in meaningful discussions on labor economics and human development. Together, we have created a platform for exchange of ideas, expertise, fostering innovation, and advancing knowledge in these crucial fields. I would like to begin with Professor Deepak Nair, the ISLE president, the president of ISLE, and the man who is always there like a light, like a pole star, the guiding star behind the ISLE. Secondly, I would like to thank Professor Ritu Diwan, Madam, this year conference president, for her constant guidance and most importantly, her caring to all the members, starting from the top to our volunteers to the bottom. So she extends, she makes sure that everyone should be happy, nobody should be unhappy, whatever may be the situation. And always, behind me that Jajati makes sure that everyone is happy. So it's so nice of you, Madam. I'd like to thank you for being such a great human being on this earth. You like human being, rarely comes to the earth. May God bless you for a long life. Next, Professor Alakan Sharma, everyone says he's the backbone of ISLE. I would say he's not only the backbone, he's the mind, he's the heart and soul of ISLE. Without him, the day I became a researcher about 10 to 15 years ago, I've seen that he has been there in ISLE. The ISLE, the moment we'll say ISLE, people will understand it is Alakan Sharma. So I'm fortunate that he has given me a chance to organize this particular conference. Thank you so much, sir. I wish a very long life, healthy life for you. Even when he was in the hospital, he was monitoring how the conference is going on. So this is the person, like him, is blessing to the nation and is blessing to the entire academic community. I'm getting a bit emotional. I'd say all of the Indian labor economists and Indian academia should thank him for, for whatever he is doing. And next is Professor I.C. Avasthi, a person who silently does many things, but never, appears in the public place. Nobody recognizes him. A true gentleman who always so kind and solves the problem with a beautiful smile. So we need to have a big round of applause for him. Now in this group, I would like to extend my gratitude to Professor Sarthi Acharya. He has been the editor of Indian Journal of Labor Economics and a visiting professor at Institute of Human Development. So his contribution to the society and the journal is matchless. I am thanking him for being in the society and helping the society to grow up. And I'd like to congratulate him and to entire the Society of Labor Economics for upbringing the Indian Journal of Labor Economics to the level which it has today. I'd also like to extend my heartfelt thanks to other members of ISD who were instrumental in the process of organizing the conference. And not only the conference, throughout the year they work for the conference. When one conference overs, they plan for the next conference. So they work throughout the clock, 360 days, 365 days, for this ISLE conference only. So I request all of you to have a big round of applause for the entire team of ISD who have been instrumental. I'm going to name them one by one, starting with Priyanka, then Ms. Jyoti Girish, Aditi Madan, Dr. Balwant Mehta, Mr. Vikas Dubey, Siddharth Dole, Arjun Dubey, Sambhavi, Rekha, Usman, Renu, Anisha, Drishti, Shahbar, Neha, Amarjit, Sanjay Kumar, and Ashwini Kumar, my friend. Next, I'm coming back to our university again, to our esteemed registrar, Mr. Devesh Nigam. Your leadership has played a pivotal role in shaping the institutional framework and nurturing the culture of excellence and professionalism in the university, which helped us to host the 64th ISLE conference. So thank you for your exemplary service, guidance, and commitment to the excellence. We are truly fortunate to have a visionary leader like you who hold the steering wheel to the helm of our institution. So thank you, Mr. Devesh Nigam, our registrar. I would also like to thank a few deputy registrars who have been playing an important role in the process of organizing this conference. Particularly the deputy registrar in the Department of Sanitation and Estate. They were pivotal in upholding the highest standard of cleanliness, hygiene, and functionality within our institution premises. So their meticulous attention to details, proactive approach, and tireless effort have played a crucial role in creating safe, healthy, and conducive environment for all members of our academic community. I thank all of them. I would like to thank our supporting staff, particularly Mr. Bashaji. So I think we need to have a big round of applause. And Mr. Satishji, and our caterer, Mr. Kalyan, the 10 mic light supporting support, Mr. Anil, Mr. Subulu, transportation and other arrangements, Mr. Shiva, University State of Section. So I thank all of you for your kind support to us for organizing this conference, without which the conference would not have been a success. Thank you, thank you. Now coming to the most important persons. They are none other than our distinguished speakers and paper presenters. You guys are truly beautiful, wonderful. On behalf of the organizing committee, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to our distinguished speakers, presenters, for their invaluable contribution to the success of 64th Annual Conference of the Labour Society. Throughout the conference, we have been privileged to hear from experts who have shared their insights, research findings, and perspectives on a wide range of topics within the broad theme of gig and platform economy, growth and employment, and care economy and the labor market. Your presentations have been illuminating, thought-provoking, and immensely valuable, stimulating meaningful discussions and fostering a deeper understanding of complex issues facing the Indian labor market at this critical juncture. Your expertise, passion, dedication to advancing the field of labor economics have been truly inspiring, and we are deeply grateful for your willingness to share your knowledge and expertise within our younger and dynamic academic community, particularly those who act as chairpersons and discussants. Your contributions have not only enriched the conference experience of all the participants, but have also helped shape the direction of future research in India. We look forward to continue exchange of ideas and collaborations in future as we work together towards a better understanding of labor economics and its implication for Indian society. So I thank you all for participating in this conference and making this conference a success. Without participants, the conference even could not be imagined. So thank you all. So please have it. Now I'm coming to those who have played an important role, but I could have thanked them much earlier. But I think this is the right time to thank them, our collaboration partners, the institutions, the nearby institutions like the Indian Institute of Technology, and Professor Badri Narayan Rath in particular, who has also co-hosted, being a joint organizing secretary in the conference. I thank you for coming forward and helping us in organizing the conference. Next, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Professor E. Revati, the Director, Economic and the Center for Economic and Social Studies, CES, for her kindness. And in fact, I would like to share that even we have discussed in the last conference in the Itanagar that we are going to organize together this particular conference. So she had been constantly inspiring us throughout the year, and she had helped us in many dimensions, starting from finance and academic contributions. And I request all of you to have a big round of applause for her. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. It's so nice of you. Next, I would like to thank Professor Sujit K. Mishra, the Director of Council for Social Development, for his contribution, for his constant guidance to us and collaborating with us to organize this particular conference. And last, in our collaboration list, and very important, the ICFI Foundation of Higher Education, who have, I would like to thank their Vice Chancellor, their committee members, particularly Professor Mahendra Reddy, and the ex-director, Professor Mahendra Dev, he might be here somewhere. So I thank both of them, and Professor Sailajan, Professor Sushant, and many more faculties. Forgive me that, I could not take all of your name at this time, but I mean all of you helped us, in fact, in organizing this conference. Thank you so much. Next is our sponsors, who are very, very important for the funding of the conference, even though they do not share the academic contributions, but they help us, they play a key role by funding us to organize this conference. In this list, I would like to highlight the International Labour Organization, the ILO, our key sponsoring partner for this conference. I would like to thank the Director of ILO and all other distinguished members of ILO, all the administrative staffs who have helped us financially and academically to make this conference a success. Thank you, ILO. The next is our Indian Council of Social Science Research Institute, ICSSR in short. So ICSSR, without ICSSR, any conference in India could not be imagined. So we approached them, and they are generous to fund us. And I would like to thank, on behalf of the entire organizing team and from our ISLE, I would like to thank the ICSSR for funding us for this particular conference. In this list, next is the Frederick Abbott Stiftung and the SBI, State Bank of India, University of Witwatersrand, Johannesburg, and Southern Center for Inequality Studies, and the Gokhale Institute of Politics and Economics, and the Institute of Eminence. All of them have contributed financially and academically for the success of this particular conference. I'm thanking them all on behalf of all the members of ISLE, all the family members of ISLE. Now I'm coming to a person who played an important role in organizing this conference. In fact, he has given us the food for thought. He is none other than Professor S. Madheswaran. He was my research guide, and I feel extremely privileged that he is my research guide. So he has grounded the seed of this conference in this campus next to this auditorium. He started on a fine evening. He said that, why don't you organize this particular conference? Then he said, I'm going to arrange the funding. Then we contacted another angel called Manjunath, the Labour Commissioner of the Government of Karnataka. So we recognize their contributions. He has facilitated us like anything. So thank you, Dr. Manjunath and Professor S. Madheswaran, for your help. And in fact, I'll say for everything you have done, both of you. Next, and very important person is my dear Yamini Reddy and her team. The cultural program, the Yamini Reddy and team. So their involvement and contribution had added a vibrant and memorable dimension to our conference. The cultural events organized by your team have provided our participants with a moment of joy, relaxation, and cultural enrichment amidst the academic proceedings. Their creativity, talent, and dedications to showcasing the rich cultural heritage of our country have been truly commendable. Thank you so much, Yamini and your team, for gracing this occasion and for your commitments. Thank you. Pardon me, just a minute. Now, dear media and the press representative, your role in disseminating information, capturing key moments, and amplifying the impact of our conference cannot be overstated. We deeply appreciate the effort and commitment that you have invested in covering our conference. Thank you. Pardon me. 2 more minutes. So, in fact, my heart is saying, you keep on thinking, keep it up. So, continue it. I don't want, my heart is saying, don't stop. But the madam is saying, yeah, I have to optimize. Now, coming to our rapporteurs. Rapporteurs, your role in this conference cannot be overstated. Your dedications, professionalism, and attention to details have ensured that insights and outcome of this conference will be preserved for posterity. Your meticulous report will serve as a valuable resource for researchers, policymakers, and practitioners in the field of labor economics. Quickly, I'll just name a few of the rapporteurs, starting with Professor. I'll take a few names. Professor Sarthi Acharya, Professor A.G. C. Bose, they are the chief rapporteurs. And the coordinating rapporteurs, Aditi Madan, Arjun Dubey, and the principal rapporteurs, Naushin Nizami, Anupama Uppal, Professor Anupama Uppal, Professor Elena Samantrai, and a list of rapporteurs that I'm constrained, that I'm not taking your name, pardon me, that you guys have done a wonderful role. You have played a wonderful role that nobody will forget. And never mind, your name will appear in the conference proceedings. And my dear volunteers, so last but not the least, my dear volunteers, as we draw the curtains on the 64th annual conference of the ISLE, I want to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude to each and every one of you for your invaluable contribution as volunteers. I have seen you working under the sun. I have seen your sleepless nights. Although there will be, errors and omissions, there will be mistakes. You guys are not trained. You guys are passionate to do this job. So your dedication, enthusiasm, and hard work have been the backbone of this conference, from assisting with registration and accompanying attendees to providing technical support, travel, accommodation, food, refreshments, and ensuring smooth flow of the sessions. Your efforts have been indispensable in ensuring success of this event. I request the hall to appreciate their effort with a big round of applause. Thank you all the rapporteurs. Thank you. So with this, I beg your pardon, madam. Thank you, madam.
That was quite a detailed vote of thanks. Yes, a huge shout out to all the volunteers. Continue the clap. Everyone keep it up. Now I invite Professor Alakhin Sharma, the man who leads from the front, to please close the conference with his closing remarks.
Friends, don't worry, I will take not as much time as Jajati has taken. In my memories, this vote of thanks has been the most elaborate in Indian Society of Hyderabad. Anyhow, I think a society like Indian Society of Labor Economics, which is based on cooperation of many sponsors, institutions, individuals, elaborate vote of thanks have to be given. And Padida Jajati has already done it, so I'm not going to do it. I will be very brief. I think already he has taken the name of paper writers, rapporteurs, panelists, everybody. I will repeat everybody deserves. On my behalf and on behalf of Indian Society of Labor Economics, I will thank this university, School of Economics, its entire faculty, organizing committee, Vice Chancellor, Registrar, Finance Officer for giving all their support. So a big applause to the university. This is on behalf of ISLE. Jajati has given on behalf of his department. That is I here. I think, and a big applause to organizing secretary. There should have been 3, but in one you finish it, Alok Mishra, Jajati and Badri. From Indian Society of Labour Economics, I would also thank, because I closely work with President Professor Deepak Nayyar. Ritu Diwan has been one of the most active conference presidents I have known. She has been here also. So thank you them. Our treasurer, Nirpen Mishra, Secretary I.C. Avasthi, all those people. But already Jajati has taken the name of IST people who have been, ISLE Secretariat is located at ISD, and ISD people work for it without any money. And a lot of 10, 15 people whose name have been, but 2 persons' name I would take separately, who have been leading it. Jyoti Girish, who has been handling logistics. All accommodation, she also came twice here. And the person you know very well, who is our backbone, who has been behind all the activities, not just in Priyanka Prabhu. Come. Both of them are also organizing secretaries of the conference. Lastly, Jajati forgot to thank the cultural team. The performance of Yamini Reddy was superb. I think, and whoever organized that program, I understand Professor Sridevi. So I thank Professor Sridevi for choosing her. That was a super performance. So friends, volunteers have been tapped. You have clapped. I won't take much time. The next conference topics are, just to inform the delegates, one is self-employment. It will be elaborated, its aspects, various aspects, all that. The second topic will be employment in the services sector, in which again you can discuss gig work, because service sector is expanding in India. So you can do. And the third topic is changing pattern of industrial and employment relations, which is again, you know that labor relations are changing. So this is happening. The conference will be held either in Mysore or in Pune, about which we will let you know in 1 month. So till then, just wait. I hope all of them will be either in Mysore or Pune next year, not in March, but in December. Our cycle will change. And hope that most of you will be there. So with these words, I don't want to delay your lunch further. Already the work has been done by Jajati to thank everybody. So I thank Jajati, thank everybody, all of you, and big thank to all of you, and hope that we'll meet next year. Thank you.
So this brings us to the end of this conference. A huge shout out again to all the volunteers, Rohit, Aditi, Vyasdev, Rajesh, Abhishek, all of you, please join us on the dais for the grand picture, the grand finale picture. All the team members, you guys, and Anuradha, our team at Zakir Hussain. Anuradha, you did a fab job. A big shout out to all of you and a big round of applause. Please keep clapping. All the volunteers are invited on the stage for this grand photograph. Please come up. ISLE team, please join us on the stage. Jyoti, Rekha, everyone, Amar, Vikas, Anisha, Arjun, Aditi, wherever you are, please come up on the dais. The final picture of the conference. Thank you. See you all at the conferences. Goodbye. One important team that we just did not mention is our camera team, headed by Deepak Chauhan and Hemant Chauhan, as in team from Delhi. They have been covering all of you live. Thank you very much for joining us here in Hyderabad. See you all at the conferences.